Hello everyone, I am today playing UnReal World. I've decided to take up more of a roguelike approach to my channel. I think that these games are a lot of fun. They're things that I don't actually ever get burnt out on, and I think that a lot of these need a little bit more publicity. I actually was deep into some forums about roguelikes until I came across this one, and this one has actually been in development since 1992, and it still has releases coming out today. So the most recent version is 3.4 that actually just came out on Steam. I believe it was yesterday or today. This is the 3.4 version beta 3. If you would like, on the Unreal World website, you can actually download the roguelike for free, or you can buy it on Steam for 10 bucks. Now, the reason why buying it on Steam for 10 bucks might seem like a good idea is because they're usually one patch ahead of the Unreal World website. Also, I would highly recommend that you go to the Unreal World website, download it, see if you like it, and if you do, I always like to support developers. So I made a bet with myself that if I played this for more than 8 hours, I would actually purchase it on Steam, because to me, even if I never picked it up again, that investment that I had made via my time, I think would also be worth the money that I would put into it as well. So we're going to start with a new a character. So we're going to create a character, and I like to do custom easy, just because you know, it is a really deep game. So what we're going to do is we're going to name the character Rab Eve. Alright, I mean, I was going to say Rab, but Eve showed up, so yeah, let's do that. I have no idea how I typed that when trying to type Rab, but oh well. Okay, so the first things first is you get to choose a culture. Now, what's cool about the cultures is they all have different, if you look in the bottom as I scroll up and down, they all have different things that they go into, and if you're kind of like, hey, you know, I don't really know what most of this means, like this, they live in vast forests and they're the Kamoan people, those who live in the Kamo, then you can press F1 to launch the wiki, and it shows you a couple of paragraphs about what they do. And the cool thing about the wiki is, let's say, for instance, you want to know about the Komalaya spear. You just click on it and it shows right up. If you want to go back to the last page, you press back, and then it goes back to the back page, and you can press escape to exit. Also, you can press space to type in a word if you want to try and figure out what's going on. I'm actually going to do the Seal Tribe, so if you press F1 on the Seal Tribe, it says, the Seal Tribe lives in the most extreme north, on the northern coast of the Unreal World. They do have small reindeer herds, but their main source of daily food is the sea. The seal is their totem animal, and also their most important prey animal. So they have developed various rites to maintain the good relationship with the seal. So it's really nice. Another thing that I really like about this game, and you can choose to be male or female. I'll choose male for my first individual. Actually, I'm Eve, aren't I? So I would have to be a female. The cool thing is they have like live actors for this portraits. You can tell that I think these are probably developers of the game or people related to the developers. I think that's a really nice touch for sure. The graphics leave a lot to be desired, but that's kind of how roguelikes work. At least it's not ASCII, so that's nice to see. So I'm 61 inches tall, and I weigh 102 pounds. And this is kind of the setup that they give you. When you don't do an easy setup, you get to customize every single one of these, like the physical profile and the personality. However, I think with high dexterity, a lot of eyesight and some hearing, we should be okay. The strength and endurance may leave a little bit more to desire. You can click no to reroll. I might actually reroll this one for the strength and endurance. And there we go. We now have a little bit more of a balanced individual here, and we are very sensitive to touch, which I'm not entirely sure what that does, so this is going to be very interesting gameplay for us. So these are the known rituals and incantations that we have. We have the blood staunching prayer, which means when we pray for the blood staunching prayer, when we make forthcoming heals, they will be successful 100%. And then also sacrifice for a newly killed animal, we can keep the forest guardians pleased after taking a prey from them. So those are a couple of the rituals that we have in the beginning. Also, as you continue along with the game, it gets more and more, you get more and more incantations or rituals. Now, one thing that I really do enjoy about this game is the fact that when it comes to these tribes, they actually don't like to war very much. That is something that is not essential to what they do. Basically, what they do instead is they're very in tune with the spirits. They're really in tune with the wild and the wilderness and what happens there. So I think it's a lot better, I guess, motive in this game rather than something like Dwarf Fortress where all you do is kill and pillage. So it's very cool. So these are our skills to begin with because of, so I'll just read on the right. It says your character possesses the following selection of cultural and family skills which can be now developed further. You have a number of options to assign to the skills you prefer. Select a skill from the list and press plus or minus to improve or degrade it. The darker section of skill meter bar, if visible, shows your initial skill mastery. Your natural aptitude for learning and developing a skill is rated by the stars. This is determined by your physical and mental attributes and affects the level of skill improvement. So for instance, if you have something that has a lot of stars, for instance we have cooking that's a lot of stars, and then we improve it, I'll actually have to, hold on, let me remap my keys real quick, because in OBS, the software that I use to record, plus and minus will mute me and unmute me, which I can't have happen over and over again. So let me actually just clear those real quick and then apply, and then that way you guys can hear me as I do the different skills here. So let's see. I think one of the things that I like to do is I kind of like to do a little bit of a like a hermit playthrough. And what that means, there are villages in the game and there are other people in the game, but if you are a hermit, you can actually do that kind of stuff all by yourself. So I like to do building. I know that that's probably not ideal because we have to spend 2 points in there. The maximum improvement that we can do is 2 steps above the initial level, and then the maximum degrade is 1 step below the initial level that we're given. So, and we have 5 points to start off with. So cooking, we're competent in it. I do like cooking because it actually helps you with, I want to actually become an expert, because it helps you with the ability to prepare and preserve food. Now, herb lore, I'm actually not going to care about very much. Fishing is very important to us, so we want to put at least 1 more point in that. Hide working is nice. Ritual is nice for us as well. Weather lore, I actually don't really care about. The reason being is because and stealth, actually, I'm not entirely caring about that. Even though you probably, for your very first playthrough, you want to do stealth, because it actually helps with hunting, and hunting is a very big thing in this game. But instead, what I want to do is I want to do some Timbercraft. That way we can build ourselves some homes and stuff like that. We'll cut down trees and produce some rough timber. And then also, physician's very nice for healing. Tracking is very nice for tracking animals, and weather lore, I already told you about that. Now carpentry, you can make handcrafts, utilities, and tools. That's actually really important as well, especially if we're going with fishing. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1 more point to there, and that takes care of all of that. So are you happy with this? I will click yes, I'm happy with this, and it'll just randomize the world, kind of like a Dwarf Fortress-y kind of thing. So a couple of the different keynotes that you can do here is you can do the cultural regions toggle, and what that will do is it'll show you the different cultural regions here. So we're in the Seal tribe, which is right up here in the north. Our starting location is currently, if we get rid of the sea, it's currently right here, this little red box here. So we can also do the cultural color indicators toggle, which, you know, shows whether or not this little thing pops up. So, you know, as you can see, the purple is hidden behind this, so it's a good way to get rid of that and have the purple show up. So you can re-randomize the entire world, or just re-randomize your start location, or you can actually start within your home culture, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to push H, which puts us all the way at the top. One thing to note is that winter is a very serious thing in this game. It's something that, as winter comes, you want to try and make it south to stay warm and to actually be able to hunt prey and such like that. But I'm going to try for a little bit more of a harder playthrough and stay in the north, so I will press E to enter and play in this world. I'll be honest with you, this is my first time playing this setup, so you will see my first impressions, you will see some probably not so ideal situations that I do. There are different setup scenarios that you can do. The one that I want to try, because it reminds me of The Revenant, which is one of my favorite movies that takes place in this time, is an unfortunate hunting trip. Or not in this time, but rather in this kind of environment, which your father lies dead on the ground and the beast who killed him is still present. So what this does is, I'll read the synopsis, and it has a little picture of a bear there, which is, you know, kind of cute, but also very foreboding. For as long as you can remember, you had been eager to take part in the hunting trips that the men of your home village regularly made. One day you were old enough to do so and eagerly awaited the departure of the hunting party. You left with your father and a few other hunters and traveled further and further away as the game you were tracking didn't seem to follow their usual annual course. Kind of seems like this is setting us up for failure, and since we already know what happens, I think it's safe to say. So, let me take a swig of water real quick. After a week, your father decided to take you back home. And satisfied that you had managed to get a few good kills, you agreed. The rest of the men continued the trip. You and your father had been heading back home for 2 days when you found a fresh, half-eaten elk carcass. Unwilling to encounter the beast, you changed your course a bit, but didn't get very far as your father walking before you stopped. Wait, I heard something, he said. You knelt down, heart throbbing, and watched as your father silently sneaked ahead and finally disappeared behind a big tree. The forest was very silent for a moment. Then a cry of your father was mixed with the sound of an attacking beast. You jumped to your feet and started to run towards the noise. You found your father lying on the ground and bleeding badly. Son, you must go. Your father whispered. Then he was gone. Selecting this scenario gives you immediate fighting experience. If you manage to kill the beast or even escape from it, you are on your own in the middle of a wide, unfamiliar environment. The equipment of your late father may become very useful to you if you manage to pick them up. And that way, even though you are alone in this world now, your family will be with you. It's actually quite deep. So yeah, I'm going to select the scenario. Click yes for yes. And when you select a game course, Escape is the UnReal world, which is basically free gameplay. So everything's up to you. It's the most roguelike thing in the beginning that you can do. So B is Advanced Adventures, and A, which I'm going to do with, is Living in the Wild. So tasks to teach you the basics of wilderness survival and to test your survival skills as you roam across the land and explore the wide world. This game course starts with easy and fundamental wilderness survival tasks and slowly gets you accustomed to living in the wild, eventually bringing you among people and ways of more settled life. So we'll go ahead and click A. So character creation is created. Eve of the Seal Tribe is about to enter UnReal world. The world will surely teach one, if nothing else, than to walk slowly. Right, so among the peoples there are several different runes and myths about the origin of the world, and how it became unreal. However, a common core is clearly visible, which is not a surprise as all the peoples are of same origin. Basic myth goes as follows. In the beginning, the world was bare and silent. The wind, the forest, and all the animals were formed out of the song of the Sky Father and Earth Mother. As all the creatures sung together, the Inhemo woke up and joined the singing. But the harmony was broken when the Inhemo had to build a lodge for shelter in the first winter. And when the first winter was over, the wise ones among the peoples realized that the world was no more real. So for more details, you can click on that. So first timer info, you're about to enter the UnReal world for the first time with this character. When the game starts, press escape to view keyboard commands and help. From there on, you may start to learn the secrets of the game. This game encyclopedia can be selected at any time by pressing F1, so we know that. And the world beyond the game is rich and deeper than it first seems. Exploring and browsing the game encyclopedia may greatly stimulate your imagination and give greater texture and depth to the game. You'll also find answers to most of the questions about the Unreal world and the game here. Feel free to browse the game with more information now, or press escape. So, we'll go ahead and do that. And here we are, the map is loading. And this shows us a little bit of like the timber as it loads the map. And this is the map. So, the game course and task information. Water. Water is essential. Explore your surroundings until you find a source of fresh water like a lake or even a pond. Then take a big gulp of fresh water and start out again with new strength. In the winter, it won't be so easy. You'll need to use your fishing skill to make a hole in the ice. If you're wondering what's in a certain location, you can take a look and examine it if it's within your field of vision. So Q is to quaff or drink something, and then L or F3 is to look at a chosen location. So this is our list of tasks to complete. Our first one is water, so that's understandable. The first thing that we're doing is this is confusing to me. Okay, so yeah, this is a different way of. I'm going to go ahead and push escape real quick. We're going to look at the setup options because there was one here that I do want to change. So where is it at? Traditional movement. So this is not traditional movement, it's a heading-based movement. It feels tricky to me, so I will click traditional movement, which means, you know, up you go north, if you push 7 you go north, west, stuff like that. So that actually helps me out quite a big deal. So there are several objects here. There's 3 smoked ring seal cuts. Yeah, cuts. A staff, a hand axe, a knife, a loop snare, an Arctic fox fur, rough fur footwear, and 4 more. So we will actually see if. Let me go ahead and press F1 here, and do maybe keyboard commands. So how do we grab something? Run, hide, get up or lay down, sleep, rest until not fatigued. Okay, looking around, picking and moving items. G to pick something up, and capital G to pick something up from an adjacent tile, pack, animal, or companion. M is to move items, and P is to push or pack. Okay, pack them on an animal. All right, perfect. So we're going to first, inventory to look at what you're carrying. W to wield weapon. Apply, eat something, drop something, wear clothes, take off worn clothes, and then quaff. All right, cool. So we'll first start with G to pick up, and he has a staff, a hand axe, and a knife. We'll probably take those 3 things, and we will take all of the fur stuff. And the hides are nice. Hides are actually really. We'll take all of those, and we won't take the dead sealed tribe woodsman, unfortunately, because it will over encumber us. So let's space to done, and there we go. So now we're carrying 39.2 pounds, and we have a penalty of walking of -6. We have yet to see the beast that killed our father. So I'm going to go to our inventory, see what we have here. We have 2 knives. Right now, we're not wielding any tools or equipment. I will. The application weapon skill for the knife is knife. Weapon classification of the knife gives it a very little bonus to attack and 0 bonus to defense. Okay, so if you click on something, it tells you a little bit more about it. That's kind of interesting to know. So I will wield a knife. So let's do wield. And then, actually, maybe a trident would be nice, or a staff. Let's look at our skills real quick. What are we good with? We're pretty good with a knife. A spear we're really good with, actually. So, yeah, let's launch this and see The spear is for melee combat, so we'll go ahead and equip a spear. The trident is a triple pointed spear. That actually seems a lot better than just a staff, so we'll actually push B to wield the trident. And we will continue on our way. Hopefully we don't run into the beast immediately. You do want to try and like look behind you from time to time, because if something is, if they're faster than you, then they're going to sneak up on you. So there is a different, we're going to look around. So we're going to look at right here, actually. So that's ice, and what we're standing on is waist-deep snow. So that's good to know that this discoloration right here means that there's ice. So here's a shrubbery. You see 3 growing crowberry shrubs here, and it can be harvested after a few months. I don't know if they're harvestable right now, so let's see if we can find out. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, I think we already did harvest it, huh? Oh, no, we didn't. But it looks like it cannot currently be harvested. So let's take a look at this tree. There's young pine blocking your way. Okay. Loading map. Looks like we went to a little different area here. There's a lot more growing shrubs. Let's make sure that the bear isn't coming towards us. We are fatigued. That does go up through time. We are comfortably warm, and our vigor is vigorous, which is nice. So let's go ahead and take a look at more keyboard commands. I think I've got a basics of the looking around and doing stuff like that. So let's see, we can sleep, we can get up or lay down. Let's look at this stuff. So inventory, wield a weapon, apply, eat something, drop something, wear, so capital W is wear, which would be nice to have. So interacting and crafting. Capital M is to make items and construction. S is skills. R is repeat the last action. O is open a door. F is build a fire. C is chat with someone. And B is butcher. Okay, and here's our combat. So exchange wielded weapons. Attack with the first weapon. Attack with the second weapon. Repeat the last action. Kick, throw something, or shoot an arrow. And then quest journal, rituals. View and use your rituals, which we might actually want to do. Armor coverage statistics, that actually might be nice. And then map of known areas, which might be nice. So let's play around with these a little bit. Let's do F4. So these are our rituals, the only 2 that we have. So we can do those if we need to. F6 was the map. So this is the map. This is the cultural region of Sartola. I'm not sure if we're neutral with them or not. Also, let's zoom. So Control minus zoom out, and Control plus is zoom in. Okay, so that's the most we can zoom out. So there's village, cave, shelter, your settlement, trap, net, marked location, quest related area. Okay, perfect. So there's really nothing on the map right now that we really need to keep in mind. Let's look at, okay, capital M. So these are our handcraft items. We can do building, clothes, lumber, trapping, transport, utility articles, weapons, weaving, cloth garments, woolen garments, iron crafting, iron crafts, iron armor, and fishing equipment. Let's take a look at building. So we can do a wooden building, a kota, a shelter, a fence, or a cellar. Buildings are made of wood, typically logs. A kota is similar to a large tent. Shelter is probably just a shelter. Typical fence is made of slender tree trunks. And then there's a cellar. So let's take a look at shelter. Select location of construction. All right, so we'll do that. So select an item to use. Use the hotkeys, mouse click, or enter to select. Applicable but none available is the timber. Okay, so let's take a look at our cutting weapon as well with X. Okay, we don't have a cutting equipment. So preferably an axe, and I need 3 slender trunks. Okay, so let's see if we have in our inventory, if we have any axes. We have a hand axe. So I will do W and then wield the hand axe. And then let's take a look at our equipment again. This is what we're wearing, I suppose. What do you want to wield? Oh, right, that's right. Wield. So I. These are our clothes. I believe this is what we're wearing currently. So we're wearing linen trousers, a fine linen shirt, and a fur cap. And we have rough fur footwear instead of leather boots. So we might want to take a look at what's going on. Okay, so this is our protection against warmth. We're not very protected at all with our feet. Blunt attacks. Okay, so our feet suck. We need to get better things with our feet here. Okay, so that's interesting to know. Let's see if we can... keyboard commands. What is to wear again? Capital W. So capital W will actually wear leather boots. You're already wearing that. Oh, okay, I see. So the rough fur footwear is the different thing here. So we will it doesn't really say much about it, unfortunately. And should we use the shirt? So we have a rough woolen undershirt. Should we use a fine linen shirt? And I don't think we have a cap, so we'll also put the fur cap on. The linen trousers, I think it's red because we already have something of that nature there. So let's press space to be done. And so now we are wearing those things. So let's push W. Okay, so we are wearing all of these things now. So we have leather boots on as well as rough fur footwear. So that's very interesting to me. So let's take a look at like this. Oh wow. So we have inferior protection with everything now, huh? But our warmth is average protection, which is nice. But we somehow what is the pink? Does that mean that we have nothing on there? That's interesting. That's interesting. So wear, I thought, oh, that's probably like the wear of the item. I see. Okay, so do we have all this stuff on? You are already wearing that. You cannot wear double linen trousers. Okay, yes, so we're already wearing all that kind of stuff. So that's interesting that it like lowered everything, but I'm okay with it. Whatever. All right, so there's a young spruce blocking our way. So let's look at our skills. Let's take a look at our is it Timbercraft? Timbercraft is general ability to cut down trees. Yeah. So let's fell the tree. Capital F. And then X for cutting weapon. Okay, so here's it is. Using Timbercraft down here. Timbercraft option fell a tree. 1. You need cutting weapon, preferably a woodsman's axe. The hand axe in your inventory will be okay, or will be used. Okay, you have all the necessary equipment, so let's press space to continue. And there we go, we felled it. That's awesome! The tree falls down. So now, let's walk over it. So you see 3 slender tree trunks here. Perfect. Oh, hello. Hello, can we go back? So, now that we have this stuff here, let's look at our skills again. And let's take a look at carpentry. So we want to make... Ooh, hammer bloom. Spearhead. Kind of interesting. Fishing hooks. Short bow. That's kind of cool. An arrow, a blunt arrow. A grain flail. Common threshing tool favored as a peasant weapon is basically an articulated staff. We can use a cup, a bowl, a shovel. That might be kind of cool. A paddle, skis. Skis are essential for traveling longer distances at winter. In addition to skis, you also need a ski stick. So let's do a shovel first. Oh, we don't have any timber. Okay, so I think we need to pick this stuff up. So G, that's right. G, 3 slender tree trunks. We'll take all of it. So now we're carrying way too much. So let's take a look at our inventory again. So we have there it is, 3 slender tree trunks. Let's see what we can do. Let's push enter to select. Okay, we can't do anything with that. So what we want to do is we want to look at our skills. Timbercraft again. So using Timbercraft, chop fell tree into blocks, split firewood from a block, carve trunk into log, split a trunk into boards, peel bark from a tree, and cut branches / twigs from a tree. I think we want boards, so I'm going to do capital B. We have no trunk to work with. Gosh dang it. Alright, so let's look at our inventory again. We have the 3 slender tree trunks. We're going to drop them, which I will need to look at the keyboard commands for drop. So, D. Duh. Come on, man. Like you've never played a video game before. We will drop all of them, and then press space to do it. Perfect. So now we have 3 tree trunks on the ground. So now we will look at our skills. We will do Timbercraft, and we will carve trunks into boards. Oh, here we go. Okay, so craft. Oh, which door do you want to close? No, skills. Timbercraft. And then split a trunk into boards, B. And then right. There's no suitable big tree trunk to work with. Okay, so these aren't big tree trunks, they're small tree trunks. So let's look at Timbercraft again. Maybe we could chop felled tree into blocks, or split firewood from a block, or carve trunk into a log. Let's carve a trunk into a log. I think we'll be okay doing that. No, it's not large enough. All right, Timbercraft. Chop felled tree into logs. Here. There's no big tree trunk. Oh goodness, man. This is interesting. Can we do split firewood? Oh, there's no any block of wood to work with. What about like steel? There's no proper tree to work with. Okay, so that needs to be on the tree. Cut branches and twigs from a tree. We can't do that either. So we can't do anything with our Timbercraft. What about like building with a B? Buildings are made of wood, typically logs of a pine tree. Kota is similar to a large tent. There's a shelter here. Oh, the chosen location must be clear of any object. Okay, so let's try and build a shelter again. So skills, carpentry. Oh, this is carpentry, my bad. Skills, building, shelter, and then up. So timber. To do this, you need the following equipment, materials, and or articles. A cutting weapon, slender trunk, but we also need 20 spruce twigs, which we don't have. Okay, so I'm getting it. I'm getting the game, guys. Okay, so skills, Timbercraft, and then cut branches and twigs from the tree. Down. The knife in your inventory will be used. Okay, you have all the necessary equipment, so press space. So now do we have them? Let's go ahead and repeat the action. Abort task. Oh, because there's a bird. What is this? Let's look. Abort task? No, let's keep doing it. I mean, it's just a bird. I don't think it will. You finished cutting the branches. They are lying beside you on the ground. Where? I don't see them anywhere. Try that again. Timbercraft. Cut more branches. Right. Space to continue. Okay, there we go. They're right beneath us. So let's repeat that again. Space to continue. Perfect. Our hands feel cold. It is now snowing. That sucks. So G is to pick up. We have 25 branches, so we will press enter for all of them. And now we can come over here. We can stand on top of these, and then we can go skills, building. Let's build a shelter. We'll go up, and now we have 25 branches. Branch doesn't work as spruce twigs. Gosh dang it. Oh man. Use Timbercraft skill to cut twigs from a spruce. We didn't do it from a spruce, guys. So that's my bad. So let's take a look at like maybe carpentry, since we do have a lot of branches now. We probably want to make a wooden shovel, perhaps. And we'll use, you need a block of wood. You can chop a trunk into blocks by using the Timbercraft skill. Let's try... Let's try taking one tree trunk. So we're only carrying 96 pounds, only, right? Let's launch the encyclopedia for this. So slender tree trunks are trunks of young trees used for Timbercraft skill to fell down trees. Yep. Okay. That doesn't tell me much of what I can do with a slender tree trunk. Apparently nothing. Is this a big tree? A young spruce! Oh my gosh. Okay, skills. Timbercraft. Cut branches / twigs. All right, so let's repeat it again, or let's try and pick up. We have 10. Okay, so let's repeat the action and then cut again. All right, so now we have 26. Yes, we will do all of them. Perfect. Oh my goodness, we're doing it, guys. Okay, so now we have everything that we need. So skills, building, we'll do a shelter, and we'll click up. And okay, you have all the necessary equipment, so press space to continue. And then space for more. I started building. Look at that! You finished the current building job. There's a little shelter guy. Zooming out. Oh, hi. Hello there. Take a closer look at this area. Oh, it's kind of interesting that you can zoom out and in like that. So, now that we have a shelter, let's see what else we can do with it. So let's go to keyboard commands. Now that we're in the shelter, we can build a fire here too, actually. That might be good. Alright, so we can get up or lay down here. We can wait, we can rest, we can sleep. So what does a shelter do? Let's push space to type a keyword, shelter, and then enter. Sorry, there's no information about this topic. Really? Really? No information about a shelter? That's like, okay. 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 That's cool. Let's take a look at maybe skills first, and then we'll look at building. Temporary shelters, as well as other structures like fences. Okay, so this is just a temporary shelter. What is a kota? A kota is similar to a large tent. All structures know how to construct and use them. All cultures, but they are most common among the northern people, who is me. The framework of a kota consists of several interlocking slender tree trunks. After that, they are covered by animal leather or fur to protect them from rain and wind. The cover is then secured with more slender tree trunks. Reindeer leather is most common, but other large animal pelts can also be used. In the cold of winter, a kota must be covered with fur to be warm enough to sleep in. Oh, okay. So we just wasted a bunch of time making a shelter that sucks. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and just rest until our fatigue is gone. So that's what we did. Freaking shelter. Go away. I don't like you. Alright, so we'll continue on this way. What is this? Let's look. Then over here. Waist deep snow. That's also waist deep snow? Well, it looks a little bit bigger, if I'm going to be honest with you. So, what's this? That's a bird. Oh, the bird's going. It seems alert, and it flees. Yeah! Flee away, my friend. Okay, so this is like a deeper snow, I suppose? Oh, look at all these trees! We could do something here. Alright, so we have a spruce and a birch. So let's take a spruce. There looks to be a lot of spruces here, so we'll go ahead and do skills. Timbercraft. And we will fell a tree and space to do it. Ah, you've been failed! You've been failed! Alright, and now you see a tree trunk here. This, to me, seems like... Yeah, tree trunk is too heavy for you to lift. So that's a large tree trunk. So what was it that we could make with our large tree trunk? Chop felled tree into blocks, split firewood from a block, carve trunk into a log, and split a trunk into boards. I think we wanted to do some boards, right? And we're going to go up, and then space to continue. Make some boards. Our fatigue is going way up. It's taking a long time, man. Your hands feel cold. Yep, they would. You've made 2 decent, 15 inferior, and 3 poor boards here. Cool. Let's go up there. Inventory. G. And let's see. Oh, there's 27 branches too, so we'll take all of those. We'll take the 2 boards, and we'll take the 3 poor boards, and press enter to space. Now we're carrying way too much, but let's take a look at what we can do with these. So skills, building, a wooden building, typically logs of pine tree, a cellar, there's no information about that, no building information. Timbercraft, logs, boards, okay. Kotas. So slender tree trunks, we don't have any of those anymore. Okay, so what we can do is we can do skills, carpentry, and now we can build like a shovel. So we'll need a block of wood, an axe. We don't have a block of wood. Instead, we decided to do boards. So skills, carpentry. Let me think here. What can we make with boards? You know? mean, to me, boards are like, they're for building, you know? Let's see. Yeah, building. Let's try wooden building. Why not? Oh, graphical representation. That's nice. Wooden building. We'll do ceiling and floor. Sure, yeah. We'll do it downward. Please pick a direction where you can see. Okay, to the right. The location must be open and free of obstacles. Okay, so we'll have to. Oh, you are fatigued from carrying a load of options. Let's drop. We'll drop these. Oh, sorry. All these, and these, and select. And then we will skills. Wow. Okay, brain. Timbercraft. Then to the right, we will fell a tree and press space. Let's fell this guy. And task paused. Too fatigued to continue. You need a break. Okay, so let's rest. You are hungry as a bear. Interesting. So we do have, ooh, smoked gray seal cuts. Ooh, smoked or roasted bear cuts, yeah. Oh, okay. Keyboard commands. Jeez, I'm sorry, guys. Well, at least you guys can learn the game with me. That is something that's very interesting. So eat something is E. Okay, so E will eat a bear cut. Oh, wow. Your stomach is full. Nice. Cool. All right, so let's again. Skills. Timbercraft. Fell a tree. And then space. It has fallen. Nice. Skills. Timbercraft. Fell a tree. Up. Space. It has fallen. All right, now with all of this done, let's see if we can do skills. Building. A wooden building. And then we'll do ceiling and floor, and we'll do to the right. You can't build a ceiling there yet. There needs to be more solid structures. Walls are surrounding ceiling first. Okay, so let's try skills, building, wooden building, northwest corner. We need timber, so log 6. You need log 6. Okay. This is 1 log, right? Now these are trunks. Okay, so skills, Timbercraft, carve trunk into log, to the right, space. Abort task? No. Apparently I'm extremely tired and I am cold. So, okay, you made a decent log here. So we have 21 branches and a log. Oh my goodness, a shelter's going to take forever to do. Yeah, we might need to do something different here. So skills, I mean, doing a shelter will be nice, but for now, let's take a look at what we can do with like carpentry. No, not carpentry. So skills, and we want to do building. We can do like a kota. And let's do the framework. So we need slender tree trunks. Okay, so are there any slender tree trunks over here? Branches and logs, boards. tree trunk. No. There's a young spruce. So I think a young spruce does the slender. So we'll do, again, Timbercraft, fell tree, up, and then space. Slender tree trunks. Okay, there's 4 there. Okay, so skills, building, Akota, and framework, and we'll push right. So we have 4. Total needed is 8. Okay. So is this a young spruce? That's just a spruce. Is this a young spruce? Just a spruce. A birch. A birch. Spruce. A young spruce. Okay, cool. Skills. Timbercraft. To the right. Or fell. To the right. Continue. Awesome. The hand axe is a satisfactory tool here. Cool. So, now that we have 5 slender trunks here, we will press G to pick up, and we will take all of them. Not too heavy. Okay, so G, and we'll try 4, because we need 4. Ah, man, it's too heavy. So, G, 2? Okay, I can do 2. So we'll do 2 at a time. Go over here, and we'll drop 2. Okay, and then we'll go back up. And then we'll push G, 2. We'll come back down. And push D, then go down to the slender tree trunks and do all of them, and then enter. Okay, from here, now we can do skills, building, Kota, framework, to the right. Okay, you have all the necessary equipment, so space to continue. Your hands feel cold, the rain decreases, you are too tired to continue, you need to sleep. Okay, let's take a look at our inventory. Is there anything that we can use to sleep? No, but we need to eat. So let's eat rye bread. That took our hunger down. And now we also need to sleep. Burr, you wake up shivering from the coldness. Okay, but I'm less fatigued. I'm extremely tired still, though, unfortunately. Can we make a fire? So, building. I think it is skills, Timbercraft. Okay, chop felled tree into blocks. There we go. So we have 8 blocks of wood, and then so we do skills. Skills, Timbercraft, and then split firewood from block down. And to split firewood from a block, first you need to get on your feet. You crawl, because I can't stand up. I'm ready to drop. So let's sleep again. You wake up shivering from the coldness, but I am still extremely tired, so I will be able to. Man, this guy. I'm so sorry, Eve. I am so sorry. Timbercraft. Split firewood, and then down. You first need to get up on your feet. Okay, I understand. Get up is you. So you get back up on your feet. You got this, Eve. Come on. I need you to fight with me, my friend. I need you to fight with me. Okay, so now split firewood from a block. Press down. We have all the equipment. Press space. Come on, come on, come on. It starts to snow harder. Crap, you're ready to drop. You've made 23 decent firewoods here. Oh, yes. Okay, so, G, pick up the firewoods. Just all of them. Just all of them. Do all of them, yes. And then right here, we'll do skills. Is there a fire making skill? Maybe there's a building, right? Fire. Crap. We have firewood. Can we do anything about it? Can't press F1 for it. There isn't any information about the topic. Skills. Carpentry. That seems like it would do fire, right? Build a fire? No. Skills. Come on. Control. Woodworking, fishing, herblore, cookery, prepare and preserve food, agriculture. Maybe, hold on. There was something else that we can do. I think it's just called use. Build a fire, F. There's nothing to set on fire. Okay, so place some firewood over there. Okay, cool. So drop. S, we'll do 10. Oh, S, okay, we'll do 9 now. S9, and then space, and we'll drop them right there. Okay, so we'll go right here, and then we'll do fire to the right. Oh. And let's look at it. See a fire there. This fire will burn for an hour. Okay, so let's feed it. Let's try and feed it. So drop S9, and can we drop it to the right though? This fire will burn for an hour, so space, done. Drop 9 firewood, so fire to the right. There's nothing to set on fire. Okay, so let's try to rest for an hour. Okay, I'm lively, I'm hot, I wake up to the snowfall, you get back up on your feet. We survive the night. That's going to be it for this episode, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please click the like button. It helps out a great deal, and I will see you next time.